And warm and dry across southeast, including central Alabama. Low 90s back in Texas and Oklahoma. Look at your local forecast here in just a few minutes.
And it's that time of year again. The weather starts to change as we all come down with the seasonal illnesses, how we can fight back. And they're celebrating fall in Fayette County. WVUA 23 News starts right now.
This is WVUA 23 News.
And we're glad you're with us tonight. I'm Jabari Pruitt. In tonight's top story, a shooting investigation involving a Tuscaloosa police officer. Tuscaloosa Violent Crimes Unit and TPD responded to an officer-involved shooting at the 3600 block of Stillman Boulevard earlier today. A TPD officer was attempting to take a man into custody when the subject tried to grab the officer's firearm during a struggle. The officer's weapon was discharged. No one was struck or injured. The suspect is in custody. Now, this incident does not involve Stillman College. It remains under investigation. Well, turning your attention now to the weather, a beautiful start to our work week. Chief Meteorologist Richard Scott is able to first look at that forecast. Richard, good evening.
Hey, Jabari, good evening to you. Right now, 79 in Tuscaloosa. Not bad in East Alabama. Some areas staying in the 60s much of the day with cloud cover there. Sylacauga at 71, but on the flip side of the state, 83, very warm in Demopolis and Marengo County. But on the satellite and radar, those clouds in East Alabama pretty much out of here now. More clouds, though, to the northwest. Those could move in later on tonight. 70 at 7 will drop to 64 just after midnight. Our forecast heading into our Tuesday for the bus stop going to be a nice start to the day. More in your local forecast, and a look at that 7-day in just a few minutes. Jabari.
Richard, thank you. A severe weather season is approaching, and one county is offering help spotting crucial storms. The Birmingham National Weather Service is offering free storm spotter classes at 6 p.m. tomorrow in Fayette County. The classes will be at the Fayette Civic Center. Now, storm spotting can be done from your home, work, or around the community. The classes will cover all types of severe weather. The National Weather Service is encouraging people to attend these classes to get more eyes on weather conditions to help them issue crucial severe weather warnings. Well, there are lots of illnesses going around this time of year. WVUA 23 Jocelyn Malavi joins us live. And Josie, how can people stay healthy this winter as the change, happens right now? How can they take care of themselves?
Jabari, autumn brings with it a multitude of viruses, and combined with the cooler weather, they can weaken the immune system. So it's important to be proactive in preventing the spread of these viruses.
There are always spikes of respiratory infections, RSV, flu, and wintertime colds this time of year. Doctors at DCH Regional Medical Center say they haven't seen too many flu or COVID cases thus far, but they're bracing for more cases as the temperature changes. The medical director for DCH Emergency Services says the temperature dropping can cause a lot of seasonal runny noses and coughs, but the biggest concern with the weather is that it brings people into confined spaces as they fall ill.
Respiratory illnesses are usually sort of close proximity type illnesses. So as we get closer together and congregate in smaller places, then we're more apt to pass those respiratory infections from person to person.
Crawford says that very few people get dangerously sick with the flu, but he still encourages people adhere to the #1 recommended flu protection, the flu vaccine.
We can't stress the importance of getting the flu vaccine enough. That really reduces your chance of becoming extremely ill, and many times it reduces your chance of getting ill at all.
Some who are vaccinated still have a chance of getting the flu, but they may recover quicker or have milder symptoms than those who don't have the flu vaccine. And remember, there are ways you can avoid getting sick.
Cover your mouth when you cough. Cough into your sleeve. Wash your hands lots and lots, especially if you're shaking hands with other people. Make sure you're using hand sanitizer. But I guess the most important message is stay home if you're sick.
If you start to feel sickness coming on, seek medical attention to help stop the spread of these viral infections. Jabari.
Josie, thank you. RSV is on the rise in children in parts of the country. Now the CDC has issued an alert to a surge in cases of walking pneumonia, particularly among preschool-aged children. Pulmonary infections happen when a virus, bacteria, or fungus invade the lungs and cause inflammation. The CDC says these illnesses and respiratory viruses are making more children sick this fall.
This wave began a little earlier and is much, much higher than what we expect from previous years. It's typically caused by several different types of bacteria, but the most common one is called mycoplasma.
Dr. Frank says symptoms may include a cough, low-grade fever, and muscle aches and can last for weeks. In other news tonight, the Crimson Tide captured an impressive win during homecoming on Saturday. WVUA 23 Sports Director Gary Harris joins us live with more on what Coach DeBoer is looking forward to next. Gary, good evening.
Hey, Jabari, the head coach of the Crimson Tide, Kevin DeBoer, spoke to reporters at the Monday Morning Quarterback Club in Birmingham today, where he was the featured speaker. Coach discussed Alabama's win over Mizzou, the Tide's bye week, and looked ahead to the Crimson Tide's matchup against LSU a week from Saturday night at Tiger Stadium in Baton Rouge. Alabama goes into the bye week in a good place after the 34-0 shutout victory over the Tigers. And here's Coach DeBoer on what's on tap for the staff and the team during the bye week.
Speaking engagements, and I know our staff's got a little bit of that going on too, as well as some opportunities to get out and do some recruiting, especially later in the week. So good time for our guys. I think two-thirds of the week, two-thirds of the way through the season, just heading into November here, coming off a win, and time to get healthy and just go lay it on the line.
And the kickoff time for Alabama at LSU on November 9th has been announced. I'll have that for you coming up later in sports. Jabari, back to you.
Gary, thank you. The Bevel State Community College Fayette campus celebrated its annual Fall Fest today. This is held every year to provide and encourage student engagement on campus. The festival will include a cookout with chili dogs, axe throwing for students, cornhole, and pumpkin painting. Now, organizers say this annual Fall Fest gives students something to do in their rural community.
So we're at our annual Fall Festival, and we do this every year just to provide an opportunity for student engagement. We try very hard to have activities for students so that, we're in a rural community and we want them to have something to do while they're on campus.
We have events like this every month, and it's just like a student get-together to just enjoy ourselves and come together as a community, as a college.
The Fall Festival was only for students, but the college will host Halloween events open to everyone in the community later this week. Well, West Alabama Works has an upcoming hiring event for Tuscaloosa County. It's on October 31st from 10 a.m. until 1:30 at Northport City Hall. Now, employers from ZF, PICO, DCH, Pfeiffer, and more will be present. Now, you can scan the QR code to pre-register. Well, good news for Alabama drivers. Gas prices have fallen over the past week. Gas Buddy reports gas prices have dropped 6.4 cents per gallon in the last week. The average cost of gas is $2.75 per gallon, which is almost 27 cents less per gallon than this time a year ago. Now, the national price of diesel fuel dropped 2.6 cents per this past week and now stands at $3.54 per gallon. Well, coming up, the AlDOT crew helping Florida recover from Hurricane Helene got a big thanks. We'll tell you who personally recognized their hard work. And AlDOT is developing an access management plan in Jasper. How Walker County residents can learn more when we come back. And the deadline to request an absentee ballot is next week. To receive an absentee ballot, your request must be received by October 29th. Now, you can return the ballot in person until November 4th by the close of business. Now, it must be received by November 5th if you're returning it by mail. Well, congratulations are in order for Tuscaloosa Fire Rescue firefighter Sterling Sanders. He completed the Firefighter Challenge course that requires firefighters complete 5 functions in under 2 minutes. Now, he completed the course in 1 minute and 37 seconds, earning him the spot in the Lion's Den. The Lion's Den recognizes firefighters under 40 who compete in this course in under 1 minute and 40 seconds. Well, Florida's Transportation Secretary Jared Perdue visited the ALDOT crew to personally thank them for their ongoing efforts to support Florida after the recent hurricanes. The ALDOT crew has been in Florida since October 12th, working with Florida's Department of Transportation to clear storm debris from roadways. Now, they've been focusing on state routes in Sarasota County. And ALDOT is holding a public meeting now at its Tuscaloosa area office. That they're giving an update on the development of the statewide bicycle and pedestrian plan. Now, this plan was developed to improve processes and practices for local and regional bicycle and pedestrian planning. Now, it helps establish a vision for bicycling and walking as modes of transportation in Alabama and helps guide investments in bicycle and pedestrian facilities. This meeting will last until 7 p.m. And ALDOT is interested in hearing from residents in Walker County tomorrow. They're developing an access management plan in Jasper along the Alabama Highway 5, Highway 69, and Alabama Highway 118 corridor that will preserve roadway capacity and maintain traffic mobility. The public meeting will last from 5 until 7 p.m. in Jasper at Northside Baptist Church. The study proposes 18 median openings and 91 existing driveways and to be closed and 23 other driveways to be modified.
This afternoon for parts of northwest Alabama for Thursday and Thursday night. We'll see some rainfall. Look at that local forecast up next. Hear my forecast every day on Rock 106.3 FM. And start you off this evening live over in Lamar County. This is the community of Sulligent, the outgo traffic camera. Hey, look at the trees. Beginning to see some fall foliage here. And hey, that will continue to increase in the coming days, especially as we go into the beginning part of November. Let's go over to our Demopolis camera. Check out things live there. And hey, 5:15, still daylight this time. Next week, we'll be seeing quite a bit of a change there. That sunset time going to be an hour earlier. In fact, 4:56 will be the sunset on Sunday. I can tell you I'm not looking forward to that. I like the longer afternoons there. 82 in Demopolis, looking southbound there towards the Linden area. 79 from Bryant-Denny Stadium here in Tuscaloosa. A pretty end to the day. And again, temperature's not too bad this afternoon. Not as warm as it has been. 80 degrees today. We were close to 90 at times over the weekend. Here's a look at Doppler radar. Things nice and quiet. No rain out there. Needs some rain badly. In fact, it's quite a bit dry all over central and west Alabama. Here's a look at the temperatures now. 79 here in Tuscaloosa, 82 Demopolis, 71 though in Sylacauga. Clouds in east Alabama holding temperatures down there for most of the day. In fact, at one point around 3 o'clock, Auburn was at 66. How about that? Compared to West Alabama, the low 80s. Here's our forecast for tonight. We'll drop to 67 at 10, 64 at 1 a.m. And for the kiddos head to school tomorrow morning, the bus stop forecast 61, partly sunny in the morning hours, warming up quickly, becoming mostly sunny. Lunchtime 77 and 82 by mid-afternoon. And hey, Halloween coming up on Thursday. Let's check out that forecast for the trick-or-treaters. Got things going on. 5 o'clock, 80 degrees, 7 o'clock, 75 dry weather, but some showers coming in about late evening. So plan accordingly. We've got some trick-or-treating to do. Try to do that earlier in the evening before that rain does come into parts of our area. We need the rain badly. The latest drought monitor, moderate drought conditions all over west and central Alabama. Again, our forecast here in terms of the potential rainfall is going to hold off until sometime late on Thursday and Thursday night. Tomorrow, all dry. We'll go into tomorrow afternoon, again, dry and sunny. And we'll go into Wednesday, starting off mostly clear and again dry. Our model data depicting maybe a brief shower on Wednesday. Not really seeing much evidence of that. There's your rain Thursday. That's at 1 p.m. That crosses Mississippi and gets into West Alabama late in the evening. So a chance for some showers late Thursday and especially Thursday night. Rain amounts across the state, though, will vary quite a bit. Montgomery, no rain at all. Tuscaloosa, maybe a quarter inch of rain if we're lucky. And then to the northwest, the better rain amounts up in Lamar and Marion counties. They need the rain there badly, too, but we all need the rain. So hopefully that rain mass will move further southeast than expected. So here's that 7-day forecast. We got low 80s on Tuesday and Wednesday. See the rain chance on Thursday late in the day for Halloween. And don't forget about the time change over the weekend. We fall back, set your clocks back here in 1 hour before you go to bed Saturday night. Daytime highs over the weekend, Jabari, in the lower 80s, overnight lows in the low 60s. So not as extreme as it was over the weekend. Man, it got hot this weekend.
It did.
But it's still going to be very warm this week.
Yeah, well, I can't wait to see how the weekend go because it's time for us to cool it down a little bit. I love the holidays and that cooler weather.
It's about that time. I think once we get towards Election Day, I'm seeing evidence of a pretty decent cold front coming. So if that doesn't fade in miles, we will get cool eventually. It's just taking a little time.
Yeah, I'm ready for it to get here.
Yeah.
All right, Gary Harris is standing by with a look at what's coming up in sports. Gary.
Hey guys, the Alabama coaching staff's getting a jump start on preparations for the LSU game. And Tua Tagovailoa returned to the Miami Dolphins lineup on Sunday, and the fans showed their appreciation even if the Dolphins came up a little short against Arizona. Sports is next. And good evening, I'm Gary Harris. Alabama head football coach Kalen DeBoer didn't have a press conference today ahead of the bye week, but he did say over in Birmingham the Crimson Tide staff will get a head start this week on the game plan for the November 9th game at LSU.
Yeah, the staff will be working on that already with the game planning here today. And, we'll get into practice by Wednesday and Thursday. We do have fall break at the end, so there's no classes at the end of the week. But, give the guys get today away as far as the players concerned, and we'll get back into the weight room and do some stuff tomorrow.
And Alabama's trip to Baton Rouge is now confirmed to be a night game at Death Valley. ESPN announced today that the annual showdown between the Tide and the Tigers will kick off at 6:30 p.m. Tiger Stadium is regarded as one of the toughest venues in the country for visiting teams, but Alabama is 29-10-2 all time against LSU in Baton Rouge. And now to Bama in the NFL. Miami Dolphins quarterback Tua Tagovailoa didn't lead the team to victory in his first game back from injured reserve on Sunday, but he did display a willingness to protect himself that his teammates, coaches, and fans hoped for. Tagovailoa completed 28 of 38 passes for 234 yards and a touchdown in his first game since suffering a concussion on September the 12th, and drew loud praise from the home crowd when he was introduced before the game. The crowd even cheered louder in the third quarter when Tua slid after picking up a first down on a 13-yard scramble. The quarterback said it was super cool to hear the crowd's reaction and said that protecting himself when he returned was a point of emphasis during his time on the injured reserve. Unfortunately, the Dolphins lost a 28-27 game. Well, the annual Judge Gay Lake Public Hunting and Fishing Laws update sponsored by Bryant Bank is set for tomorrow evening at the Tuscaloosa County Annex Building Extension System Auditorium. The big event will begin at 6:30 and it will be moderated by two-time Alabama All-American football safety Tommy Wilcox, host of the Tommy Wilcox Outdoors Show on WVUA 23. Now, the event, which has been held since 1982, is free to attend, and guests will include conservation officers, wildlife biologists, and a medical doctor. Chick-fil-A and soft drinks from Buffalo Rock will be served, and there will be door prizes as well. Those in attendance will receive an update on hunting and fishing laws and be able to ask questions. So if you're someone who loves the great outdoors, regardless of your age, this is a program that you need to attend.
Yeah, there's a lot of hunters come out there. They'll bring their kids. And every year we have some type of new rule changes that you want to make sure you're aware of or else get a ticket. But it's a good chance to get together, learn the new rules, talk about hunting and fishing with people who do the same thing and like what you do.
And finally tonight, condolences to the family and friends of Crimson Tide football great Lenny Patrick, who has passed away at the age of 63. Lenny is one of the greatest high school running backs in Alabama history at Walker County High School in Jasper and will always be remembered for his performance in the 1981 Iron Bowl and leading the Crimson Tide over the Auburn Tigers 28-17 for Coach Bryant's then record 315th career victory. Lenny went on to play in the USFL for the Michigan Panthers. R.I.P. Lenny Patrick.
And coming up on the news at 10, a Tuscaloosa church and the Tuscaloosa City School System are coming together for an education revival tonight. And store closings have hit their highest level in years. Now another chain has announced more closing. We'll have those stories and much more tonight at 10 o'clock. Well, zoo officials say a strange winged and horned caught on camera has them stumped, and outlandish online suggestions from the social media set aren't exactly helping. Jeremy Roth has today's Take a Look at This.
Take a look at a trio of bizarre caught-on-camera moments that are equal parts weird and wild, but mostly weird. First, a UK zoo is asking for the public's help in identifying this mysterious creature captured on a trail camera. Folks at England's Bristol Zoo Project posted to social media saying they are stumped by the bizarre creature, reported to be sporting both wings and possibly horns. Some folks' reasoning skipped straight to the surreal, while others suggested a simple double-exposure photo flub. One creative fan even shared their own artistic take on the confounding critter. To be fair, the zoo did post this image of an oddly similar deer for, quote, comparison, and to be even fairer, the whole mystery just so happens to coincide with a Halloween-themed event at the zoo. So, what say you, otherworldly woodland discovery or clever mythical marketing? In case you missed it, police body cam didn't miss a strange sight spotted hopping down a Colorado City street.
So I know this is going to sound completely insane. There is like a baby kangaroo with a diaper on, like wandering around Main Street.
911 callers were understandably confused by this swaddled marsupial on the loose, and responding Durango officials
Come here.
couldn't help but be tickled by it all. Eventually, the pet Joey was rounded up and returned, pampers and all, and then was pampered by the captivated cops. Finally, we end with a massive alligator spotted sauntering across a Florida runway. While passengers did seem blown away by the perplexing predatory passerby, ultimately, this probably wasn't as much a weird sight as it was maybe just a very Florida sight. For Take a Look at This, I'm Jeremy Roth.
And the final sports.
Yeah, just kind of interesting this season. 2 bye weeks. We already had one, but, you know, remember the bye week before Georgia. Now Alabama came out and played.
Yeah.
So maybe this bye week will serve the Crimson Tide well, and a week from Saturday night when we go to Baton Rouge, they'll have something special in store for the Tigers.
Let's hope so. Final weather.
We've got Halloween coming up Thursday night. For the most part, I think the rain's going to be west of us until later in the evening hours. So if you are trick-or-treating or if your kiddo's heading out the door, try to do that earlier in the day. And we'll fine-tune the details on that. If it were to speed up, we'll let you know about that rain chance. Again, showers could possibly be late Thursday. Then the time changes over the weekend. Don't forget about that.
All right, that's it for us. Have a great evening.
See you.